Hey, so a pretty short one today. So yesterday I was involved in a debate with a farmer on GB News channel. You can find the link in my Facebook account to the full debate. It was obviously the presenter was very Piers Morgan-esque in his approach. I think it's pretty obvious who he's aiming to imitate in his both his style and his content. So don't expect anything too much from that, but I think I came across pretty well. I've had some excellent feedback, and yeah, let me know what you think if you get a chance to look at it. But it was based on the Oxford Council's decision to make their meetings fully vegan and for them to introduce more vegan elements into school menus. So I was invited on that basis to discuss that policy and whether or not it was discriminatory. So I thought I'd do a quick short here just to talk a little bit about discrimination. So so is it discriminatory for a council to make meetings vegan only? So let's have a look at my argument. So firstly, a large proportion of the human population is lactose intolerant. Not surprising, as we're not baby cows, so it shouldn't surprise anyone to hear that. It's especially prevalent in certain ethnic groups. So a dairy-free menu is actually more inclusive, not exclusive, and therefore couldn't be described as discriminatory. In fact, the opposite is true. Dairy could, promoting dairy could even be seen as racist, and we're seeing some people take that challenge to institutions across the globe at the minute. So that's first. Secondly, a huge number of people belong to faith groups that forbid or try to avoid specific animal products, such as from cows or pigs. So again, a meat-free menu is going to be more inclusive and not exclusive. Again, the opposite of discrimination. So, you know, there's that. You could argue that including pig products and cow products on menus is discriminating against people of faith on the basis of faith, which is, you know, illegal. So what else can I say about discrimination? Well, all humans can and do consume vegan food. Pescatarians avoid all meats except for fish and seafood. Vegetarians avoid all meats including fish, and vegans avoid all animal products. So it therefore follows that if you want to be inclusive, the most inclusive menu would be a fully plant-based menu, because people who choose to eat flesh, people who choose to eat fish, people who choose to eat dairy products, and vegans can all eat vegan food. Change it, make it vegetarian or pescatarian or meat-based, and you're ruling out more and more people. So the most inclusive and the least discriminatory menu would be a fully plant-based menu. So it's nonsense to say that introducing a plant-based menu is discriminatory. In fact, the opposite is true. So historically, and even now, it's far from universal to have a vegan option as a matter of course. This means in many places, people wanting to eat ethically, healthily and sustainably are being discriminated against because we don't have a choice. Where the amount of times I go to places and I just can't eat because there's nothing suitable for me to eat. It's great if you live in a city like Brighton where there's lots of options for 100% vegan eateries, but when you live in somewhere like I do, that's far more difficult. So, you know, to eat out, I'm constantly finding myself excluded. And further to this, if a food server accidentally gives a vegan a non-vegan food or drink, there's no recourse to hold them accountable. I mean, the best you can normally get is an apology, and maybe your fee for the meal is waived or reduced or something like that, or you're given vouchers. That's the usual response, or even in some cases they just laugh because there's nothing to hold them accountable, which is outrageous, really. So although, and it's a difficult subject, because although as vegans we're mainly focused on the animals, and we don't want to make it about us because we feel that's drawing attention away from the primary reason why we're vegan. However, we have rights, and we should stand up for those rights. And when we're abused or intimidated or discriminated against, we have every right to stand up for our belief system, and we should do so. And you know, if for example someone's done that, and I've had it happen to me, then it can cause incredible upset, totally put you off eating for a while, cause anxieties. It's a very unpleasant thing to happen. And if they were to do that to someone who suffers from allergies, the place and the person serving and responsible can be fined. The staff can even be imprisoned, and the business can be closed down. And you could even, in some extreme cases, it's caused death in terms of allergies. So people with allergies are catered for better than people who make the ethical choice to go vegan. So I wouldn't want to reduce the protection on people with allergies. I think it's right and proper that they're protected, but it's also right and proper that people of any and every belief have protection too. So until that's the case, then it's another form of discrimination that vegans are facing. So most of us as with grown up, been given very little choice in our diets based on what our parents were taught through industry-sponsored information, spoon-fed to governments, GPs and schools. So our parents have fed us and forced us to eat a non-vegan diet. Again, because there's not been unbiased information shared with us, that's discriminatory as well. So to sum up, to provide a plant-based menu is the opposite of discriminatory, and all the points I've just listed above all stand. It's logical, it's common sense, and those people like the interviewer I had yesterday, Dan Wootton, who seems to be obsessed with using the word woke, might want to look up exactly what woke means, because it means that you're aware of injustice. Now, being aware of injustice is not a bad thing. So using it as a weapon to mock people just shows the level of compassion and intelligence these people have. So, I hope you have a chance to have a look at the debate and let me know what you think of that. I might try and post a link to it at the bottom of this video in the comments, and if I can't do that, then you can always go to my Facebook page and have a look at it there.